Good morning, y'all. Sorry, don't have my mic today. How are y'all? Hey, hey, you. I want to just um do a little chit chat this morning before I get out for the day. Um, so hoping you guys can hear me okay. So, good morning. So I want to do a little chit chat. This is gonna be just talking, Berg talking. Good morning. I hope everything's well with you and yours. Welcome to Burgundy Blue Commentary. We talk about what we want to talk about when we feel like talking about it. Hey, Cynthia. So, Sly Stone has passed away. And this is going to be a little story, a personal story that I had about Sly Stone when I lived in LA. Now, Sly Stone was an electric character from just me. I didn't know. Let's start here. If you don't know who Sly Stone is, okay, so he's a funk legend. And it's in he comes from the band Sly and the Family Stone. He's the leader. He was a record producer, writer, musician, and he was one of the first people that like coined funk and progressive soul. So, it's a little bit before my time, but I know who Sly and the Family Stone is, right? Hey, Gardis. So, I'm gonna tell you, he just passed away, but I'm gonna tell you how I met him. Um, I live not far, for you guys that may remember, Nipsey Hussle. So I live not far from Nipsey Hussle Marathon space. So the strip mall that you guys now know he owned, and also he lost his life, unfortunately, we lived not far. Now, when I was out there, that was during the time Nipsey Hussle was selling $100 mixtapes. Well, it was a guy that would park at the end of this area, sort of in Baldwin Hills, Crenshaw area, and he lived in a van. And everyone in that neighborhood knew it was Sly from Sly and the Family Stone. It was insane. So people would stop by, give him coffee. He wasn't like destitute, but he lived in this van. I do not know the backstory, but I could tell you some stories he told me. He got into it with Bobby Womack, which I believe. He couldn't stand Bobby Womack. And anyone that knows Bobby Womack's story, you know how he did Sam Cooke and wore his suit to Sam Cooke funeral, right? And brought his wife. Y'all let me know if I got that story right. But Bobby Womack tricked Sly Stone out of some money. He told us that. And Carlos Santana married his wife. Yeah, the Carlos Santana, the guitarist. I is he used to give us all this Hollywood tea, and he didn't mind. He was sort of like a recluse living in that van, but if he got out and had breakfast and talked to you like that down the street, was Michael Jordan. I mean Michael. I'm sorry, not Michael Jordan. Magic Johnson Theater was right there. Nipsey Hussle was right there. Loretta Devine and Debbie Allen had a dance studio right there. Loretta Devine had an acting school right there. So Sly would park his van there, and everyone knew that was Sly from Sly and the Family Stone living in a van. Which, you guys, while I'm talking to you guys, did we find out if that lady from In Vogue, did she get a place to live? Remember, she was living in her car? We'll have to talk about that another time. So that's one of Berg's Hollywood stories where yeah, he lived in a van. And it was he decided to live. I don't know if he moved around a lot, but during the time I was there, yeah, he lived in a van. And you guys, it's actually an article because I was like, nobody's gonna believe me. So I went to the New York Post, and here it is, 2011. Funk legend Sly Stone homeless and living in a van in LA. And when we saw him, he still had the hair, but he was very stylish. Like he wasn't looking like down. He had his outfit on every day. But it says in his heyday, he lived at 783 Bel Air Road in a 4-bedroom, 5,432 square foot Beverly Hills mansion that once belonged to John Phillips of Mamas and the Papas. The Tudor style house was tricked out in a signature funky black, white, and red color. Now, this was the van. And it's just, that's the first thing I thought about. Not to take his history away, but seeing Sly Stone live there in this van made us that was around realize how the people you are around, the choices you make in life, your environment, how it can affect you. You know, it's like people always say, oh, it's because he was on drugs. There's a lot of people that was on drugs that didn't end up in that situation and had a support system and, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, it was really interesting to see Sly Stone, and everybody knew that was his van. Really interesting. And now, Cynthia, isn't it a thing to live in a van? Is van life is pretty cool for people now, right? But yeah, that was my little 2 cents. But he did have a home upon his passing. This is a quote from Sly. I like my small camper. I just do not want to return to a fixed home. I must keep moving, Stone says. So maybe he liked it. He was 68 at this time. It says inside the van, the former mastermind of Sly and the Family Stone, now 68, continues to record music with the help of a laptop computer. Now that was 2011. 2011. And it also said Stone has been difficult to pin down for years. In the last 2 decades, he's become one of music's most enigmatic figures, bordering on reclusive. That's what a lot of people thought, he was just a recluse, but he would definitely come out, talk to people, have a drink, a little coffee, whatever, and tell us these stories of back in the day. And my favorite story he told me was Bobby Womack. He could not stand Bobby Womack. So you guys, we have to look up why, but he could not stand Bobby Womack. And his ex-wife would still come and bring him stuff. And it was I just wanted to share that with you guys. Such a historical figure, such a wonderful person, and a pioneer of the van life, if you will, because he didn't, from what we saw, look destitute or downtrodden. We were already just excited and shocked that we got to kick it with Sly Stone. That you could walk by and, you know, wave at him. It was pretty cool. So rest in peace, Sly Stone. Garda says, there is a famous interview from 1974 on the Mike Douglas show. Oh, where Sly Stone and Muhammad Ali was on. Let me see if I can find that. I would love to see that. Yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And sometimes I take for granted some of the experiences I had. And I was like, okay, everybody's talking about him, but we remember him being catty corner to Nipsey Hussle. Right there, while Nipsey is selling his mixtapes for $100 a piece, you know, in that era, not the same day, you know, just in that era. Just, it blows my mind sometimes to see. That's why I love history. You guys on Patreon, I'll share more. I love history because those days it was just really, really cool. You could walk in the same area, walk by Sly Stone, pass by Nipsey Hussle, see John Singleton running up the hill like literally exercising. It was just such a time to be alive back then. Sly Stone. Oh, great. We got the interview. Oh man, and let me tell you, he was cold. Now, when we saw him, he didn't have the fro, but he had a lot of hair. I don't know if it was like oh, it was a bond for being late. Let me know what that's about. Sorry, guys, I'm not feeling too good this morning. I think I ate something bad yesterday. Let's see. Let's go here.
Does your wife ever say things to you like our wives say to us, be careful when you go out in the car? Does she ever say before a fight, be careful, don't get hurt or anything?
Strange, never.
Never occurs
My
to
mother neither. Don't worry
Really?
a bit.
Do you ever, is it ever concern you that you could really get injured in that ring? Do you think about that at all?
No, let me tell you, I guess it's because I know it. You couldn't pay me to be a jet plane pilot. You couldn't pay me to get.
You'll get in the ring
No,
with guys like George Foreman and you.
I was on a plane not long ago. Some kind of smoke alarm went off in it, and smoke started coming off, and stewardess running back and forth. It's a scary feeling.
Oh.
What
are you doing in
you
case
look down and you can't see nothing but houses, and if an engine pop or something blow up, you just see death. You know there ain't no way out of this.
Now, when that happened, did you pray?
That's a silly question.
No, it isn't. Because, man, I'd be well into some
prayer. I pray when it don't happen.
Really?
So I don't wait till it happens.
Yeah,
That's the
get
fault,
down,
man.
brother.
See, I pray before takeoff. I said, let it take off, Allah. I use the term Allah. I don't say Jesus. I say Allah. See, the book says, he who calls on my name shall be saved. And black folks been calling Jesus for 400 years and still getting hung. See, but we who call on Allah don't get him. We free. We Muslims.
Man, that was, that was pretty bold for Muhammad Ali to say back in 1974, right? Awesome.
Call on the right God, and I call on Allah. And I've been on planes, did everything. And I've had white passengers to come and say, "We're glad you on this plane."
Really?
Wise ones. The average man wouldn't know it, but wise ones. I said, "Why are you glad out?" He said, "You have too much to do." This fella told me a week ago. He said, "You have too much to do, too much of your people. You represent too much, and I know you're not going to go this way." And when I heard you in first class, I quit worrying about this plane. Some people, seriously, they go on a plane and see a bishop, a cardinal, or a priest, and they really feel better. They see 5 or 6 sisters, Catholic sisters. They really feel better to know that these people on the plane, they feel God is with them.
I always, on the way in, if I can peek in there and get a look at the pilot, and if he recognizes me, I always want to know what kind of a night he had. I check on that. I want to make sure he wasn't out.
But to answer your question, we don't worry too much about getting hurt. You get hurt in cars. People die every day. Race cars, they hit walls and burn up. And if you get yourself in condition and you know what you're doing, you're not too much like a plane pilot. He don't worry about it. He knows how much the plane will take, and I don't. So I'm more frightened than he is.
You're in the right mood for some Muhammad Ali poetry. Have you got something for us today?
A little something that says, riding on my horse of hope, holding in my hand the rein of courage, dressed in the armor of patience, the helmet of endurance on my head, I started on my journey to the land of love.
Hey, that's nice. That's really nice. We'll be right back. Here is that committee's chairman, Democratic Congressman from Ohio, Wayne L. Hayes. Welcome.
I think we can go back. Let's see if we can pass by Wayne Park. Should we pass by Wayne Park, Gardis? Or no, we should go ahead and play it. I'm tripping on Sly outfit. I love it. Let's go.
Congressman, why do politicians have such low credibility today?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's partly because
Today. He was speaking in the future.
There's so many problems in the world, and people are so dissatisfied, and there's so many things they want they can't aspire to, and they turn to the government, and the government doesn't satisfy them, and so they figure that
And they give up.
They give up.
Would you ever get into politics, Muhammad?
No, sir, because see, when you people discuss things, they're not our problems. See, I'm looking at the black people as a nation, and all of our problems, you all don't have nothing to solve them. See, we need a spiritual, divine man, and I believe Elijah Muhammad is that man. We have prostitution problems in New York City mainly, and all I see is the black sisters being used by all type men, and ain't no politicians mentions it. We got dope problems, gang fighting among self, a lack of love for self, no respect for our women. We don't have no property. We don't have no land. We worked 400 years to make this country.
I don't mean to pause on Muhammad Ali, but dang, 1974, can't say a lot changed. You know, it's strange.
The wealthiest country on the planet. None of you politicians talk about repaying us for the 400 years of slave labor. You're not the ones who slaved us, who lynched us or raped us, but your people stole the property and left it with you, and you still guilty because you keep it. All the TV stations, all the legislation, the Ramadans, the Holidayans, all the land, everything is yours. So ain't nothing in politics for us.
Yeah, but as a politician, couldn't you help the
No,
blacks?
because I got to have the white man's flag over me, and I got to represent all.
No, you don't. I'll change.
I disagree with that, Muhammad. There are a lot of
Well,
blacks in Congress, and they don't have the white man's
Brother,
flag.
I don't fuss with the brother on TV.
No, I know.
Let's don't be niggas and fools in front of white people.
I'm not gonna
Let me talk to them. I'm talking to them.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Gotta rewind. Sorry. Oh, sorry, Goddess. This wasn't the one. Okay. Now, Sly. May you rest in peace. Sly, you know you fly. I mean, I love it. Love it. Skin glistening. That's his hair. Oh my gosh. I wish my hair would do that. Why you butt in right then? Can you imagine talking to Muhammad Ali? Muhammad Ali with a suit, and then you got Sly over here just funkified. It's just really interesting to see. Let's see what they say. And he going off.
Brother on TV.
No, I know.
Let's don't be niggas and fools in front of white people. Let me talk to them. I'm talking to them.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to everybody here.
Well, I'm talking to them now.
Take your hand, face. I'm talking to everybody here.
Let me talk to them. They asked me questions.
I understand it.
This is our problem.
I understand.
You understand? We got to get together.
We're not gonna.
And I don't think politics have a problem. I'm talking to brothers.
No, but I want to change the color of the flag. I'm serious about it.
I'm not. Okay.
You talk about the flag over your head.
We gonna change the color of the flag. Okay, that's a heck of a job.
Yeah. Well, it is a job.
See, now we're getting on stuff that don't make no sense. We're talking about something.
I guess it makes more sense.
I hope people can look at this and see what I'm talking about. I hope the people can watch this show and see what I'm talking about.
Well, they will. They look at Mike Douglas every day.
Black people understand.
Black people do understand, brother.
What I was saying was this, is that I don't think I can be in no office in this government and don't represent the country, which represents all the people. I'm not saying it's bad to represent all the people. I'm not saying I wouldn't want to represent all people one day, but
what you do, man.
Yeah, but now wait a minute.
First
of all, to get into
office, starts first at home. God helps those who help themselves. I got to help myself and clean up myself and love myself and do for myself before I can go to help others. I don't have time to help white people because there's enough white people to help white people. I don't have enough time to help no Jews. There's enough billionaire Jews to help the Jews.
There's enough black people to help black people.
Right, so that's what we want to do. Now you're talking. So my program is only worried about my people first. That's what I'm saying. And I can't be in no politics saying I'm just for the black people. It's not right.
And where do you live, though, brother? At home.
We'll be right back, right after this message. Be right back. I was on the show.
Wait, Scott said Sly was about to catch that fade. Look, I didn't know this was going to be like this, Juicy. Oh my goodness, Gardens, thanks for telling us about this. Oh wow. And this one makes sense. Where was he saying okay, he was like, okay, and where do you live? Because a lot of people do talk that and don't have to walk the walk. Like, was he living in Beverly Hills? You know what I mean? Because we know Sly was living in Beverly Hills. So was Muhammad Ali living in the ritzy area and not really, very interesting.
Show like this where we cut away for the commercial breaks. A lot of things you said that I like to hear repeated. I'd like you to repeat what you said about the Congresswoman from Texas.
Well, I wanted to say this to Muhammad before, and we got a little side argument going. One of the brightest minds in the United States Congress today is a freshman congresswoman from Texas, a black woman by the name of Barbara Jordan. I think she can get to the heart of the problem about as quick as anybody. We had a meeting just a few days ago with a group of British parliamentarians to talk about common problems, and I took her there. I asked her as a special favor to go to this meeting.
Yeah, but he's saying
And
there's so
she
many
was-
black people that have a lot to say.
Well, that's true, but there's a lot of white people that have a lot to
Right.
say in Congress, but it
And they've
only
been
can be
saying it.
435
And they've
congressmen at
been
any
saying
given
it for
time.
400 years.
Well, the blacks now are getting elected, and let me say this, Barbara Jordan was elected from a constituency that doesn't have a majority of blacks.
Yeah, but
because-
what he's saying is that he doesn't care about being elected.
Well,
He was
that's
elected black.
that's up to him to decide that. That's not for me to say, but I am saying
But
that
it
some
should be.
black people are making a contribution in that field.
But isn't it time that we all live together?
Well, I don't think we can live
Time for living, time for giving.
I don't think we can live segregated. I don't think you can segregate the Jews into one compartment, the blacks into another, the white Anglo-Saxon Protestants into another, the Catholics into another. I think we're all here in this country, and we're going to have to live together and get along together. And your entertainment wouldn't go if nobody but blacks went to it, or paid, or got admissions. And your
I'll
fights,
stop right there.
your fights
I
wouldn't
wanna say
gross
one
what they
thing.
do if the
I want
whites
to say,
didn't
I want to say
contribute.
one thing.
Mm.
If didn't a white man come to hear him, we got 40 million black people that love his music. He don't need no white audience. I just
Well,
want
there's
to say,
no 40
Yeah, but
million
no,
white
that's not
people
the
in this
point.
country. There's
Thank
I'm
only
just
11
saying, I
million.
can't let you stay on the TV
Thank you, brother.
and say that he wouldn't make it if it wasn't for the white people.
Well, I'm not saying he wouldn't make it, but I'm saying he wouldn't make it as big as he does.
Right, if we don't white people promoted.
What is going
I
on?
got one more thing to say too.
Okay, now what is,
This, you know what? I'm trying not to judge this politician man, but I know it's 1974. You know, I don't know. I'm not feeling him. I'm not feeling his vibe.
For the black people.
what he's saying is that it does not make you big
Something else.
because white people come.
Congressman
another
didn't
one.
say that. He said
I
it
know
wouldn't go as
I'm just
big,
saying
he
what he
said.
said.
Nor would your fights,
And
is
your
what he
country
said.
wouldn't be if it wasn't for us.
Well, they don't need
America wouldn't be nothing if it wasn't for my people slaving and working for 400 years for you white people, fighting in all of your wars.
Yeah,
Then you talk about if
That's
I
right.
didn't, white people come to my fights, wouldn't have no money. We built the country.
That's right.
We fought in all the wars. We were lynched. We were captured.
Wait
We
a
were
minute.
murdered. And
Some of
now-
us were in on
We
that.
want to give you a little bit.
This is why you sending this to me, guys? This is juicy. Look how he looking. He is. Oh, he is mad.
Some of us were in on
We
that.
want to give you a little bit.
photo
We want to
war.
give you some credit, Muhammad. But after all, you're 11 million out of 210 million, so you didn't do everything. The whites did something too.
You did do something.
Everybody made a contribution.
You did do something. You killed off all the Indians, then you brought us over and robbed us. Of
Yeah, but what Mike's trying to say is
You
that
did all
there's
that.
a way to say all of this without having any animosity.
Exactly.
That's right. I buy
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, well, sweet, ain't no animosity. Ain't nobody hit nobody.
But it should not sound like that.
Words are more powerful than fists.
That's why.
No, it's a
That's why
Theodore.
animosity.
I
That's
think
why.
it's a fairly simplistic argument that we're having here. On the
Yeah.
one hand, saying,
No.
why can't we all live together? Now we know that it's tough to live together, and we know that there are animosities, and we know that there's back dues and back pay and back things that are owed to people, and not just to blacks,
Yeah,
to
but it's
Indians
not
as well, and to
simplistic.
women as well, and to other minorities.
It
as
is
well.
not simplistic.
Well, there's nothing simplistic.
It
The
is
man
simple.
and his wife don't live together in perfect harmony all the time.
I'll tell you one
You
thing.
know,
You take a
sometimes
house,
they have
you
problems.
take a house, you take a country, you kill off all the Indian, you kill off the blacks and you get everything is yours. Now you say, let's live together without giving up nothing or repaying. Now you want peace. You got everything now. You done conquered the world. Now you want to be peaceful. Well, people ain't resting. They don't want no peace.
Yeah, but if somebody said, I only care for whites, we would label him by very ugly epithets. And if I said, I only care for Jews and nothing else, I would be labeled as an exclusionary,
I only care for the
elitist.
freedom. I only care for the freedom and the unity of my people. Everybody else has got it.
Not really.
No, not true.
Not everybody
Not
else.
I don't buy that.
Well, I tell you what. I bet you the Viet Cong, who we black people, not me, I wasn't fool enough to go, who those who helped fight, I bet you the Viet Cong is more citizens and can come here and put on a little suit and get more freedom and move in neighborhoods and put up business where Negroes can't.
I believe that.
No, that's not
No, I
right.
believe that. I believe that.
They're under a
And the
dictatorship just like the
Chinese
Russians.
can, the
are.
Japanese can, the
Yeah.
Germans can. Everybody that's not American can go and do what Negroes can do. So quit being hypocrites on this TV. The whole world know Negroes, the lowest,
Black
the
people.
most down, the most disrespected, and the less protected than anybody.
Yeah.
They ain't got nothing.
Well, what
Don't
about
have
the
no
white
home.
man who can't pay his rent?
Well,
There's
it's
a
his
lot
fault.
of them.
It's his damn country.
Huh?
He should get out there
You
and do
know.
something. That's his fault.
Yeah.
It's his damn country.
Not all the poor are black, and not
I
all
know
the
you
poor
got
are
some
white.
poor white. Well, then I'm looking for my black brothers. You look out for your white brothers.
That's what I was saying earlier.
I ain't say hate
Wait
nobody.
a
I don't
minute.
want to hate nobody.
Congressman, what
Let's
is
help each other. Help yourself first.
what is the answer?
Well, I think the answer, if there is an answer,
People want the truth. All this laughing and giggling. Now you're talking about.
Well, you laughing and
Use
giggling
this
too.
TV time to tell us what
You
you
laughing and giggling just like everybody
But
else.
you see, the laughing and giggling that is not phony. The laughing,
Is it
I have a
emotional?
function there. My function is to entertain,
Yeah, I'm
make
not
as
getting on
many.
This is so good. Oh my gosh, I'm sharing this on my community wall. Thank you for I had never saw this. Thank you to Gardis Watts for sharing this with us. And Chu says somebody put this on the St. Patrick's Jumbotron. I agree. I mean, man, I applaud him for coming out there being so bold. I don't know how I feel about this politician. I'm wondering if he's from Indiana. If you know, you know. But this Sly, I don't know how I feel about what is Sly. What is he in the middle? Is is he agreeing or is he disagreeing? I can't get my finger on Sly in this moment.
People out there
That's
happy
your job.
as I possibly
That's your
can.
job.
And man, I do it every day.
That's your job.
That's right.
It's your job.
And don't say it's phony because it's not phony.
It's
I don't
phony
have
when
a
you
phony
expect me to
bone in
come
this
on.
body.
When you want to know why I'm not coming on giggling my teeth.
I
why
didn't
you
say
so
that. I
serious?
said you look troubled. I
No.
didn't say,
I'm-
why aren't
I'm
you
always
giggling and
troubled.
laughing?
I'm always troubled.
Well, no, not
I'm
always, because
troubled.
I
'Cause you're in a world full of hypocrites. If I wasn't who I was, I'd be somewhere in the restaurant. So I ain't got no time to be looking like I'm so happy.
Yeah, but he
My
said.
brothers are catching hell and catching hell and catching hell.
Yeah, that's right.
And all hypocrites and all you are hypocrites yourself.
well,
what's the answer,
the
Congressman?
answer is that, it's easy to sit back and call everybody else in the world a hypocrite. And I'm not going to call
I'm not
anybody
calling
a
everybody
hypocrite.
hypocrite.
I think
Any
everybody
white
has right to
person,
their own
any
opinion.
white person in this artist, it's when I tell the truth, my people ain't nothing but a hypocrite.
I don't hate black people.
I'm gonna say hate.
and I don't see. Well, I
Did I
don't
say you
dislike
hate?
them, and
I didn't say you
and I
dislike.
don't see why you should
Well,
dislike
then you
whites.
get with the government and tell them to get together and unite and do something. But Muhammad, you tell them to get together, you take your face and your complexion to the White House and repay the black people for all the work they done, all the slaving. And
Get down,
give
brother.
them some land.
The
You
last
don't hate
reason.
nobody, then do something and repay.
Well,
You ain't
let's
got nothing.
maybe we ought to start back in Africa with the tribal chiefs who sold the slaves
They
into
didn't say
slavery
you
in
the
the first
lynchers.
place.
That don't mean you should
You
castrate them.
can't go back and
That don't mean you
rectify
should burn
400
us.
years of history.
They didn't say
You
you
just
the
can't
lynchers.
do it.
They didn't sell you the lynchers.
Let's be happy.
They didn't sell us you the burners.
Time for living. We'll be right back.
Ooh, this was good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this, Gardis. That was amazing. Okay, rest in peace to Sly Stone. Music wouldn't be what it is without him. So rest in peace and prayers to his family. That was really good. Good education, just some education. So this is when Muhammad Ali, because don't let me go off. Y'all know I go. So this is when he joined the nation, obviously. That'll be a whole nother history lesson we'd have to do. Okay, what else were we gonna talk about today? The BET Awards. I didn't have much to say, but I really enjoyed the 106 and Park tribute and the tribute to Jamie Foxx. A lot they couldn't grasp me in. Sorry, y'all. A lot of people don't give Jamie Foxx the credit. That Jamie Foxx album was amazing. A lot of people don't give Jamie Foxx the credit he's due in stand-up comedy, music, acting. Like, it's not many people that could do all the things he did. And remember, Jamie Foxx, which made me want to bring, they did a BET tribute for him, but it brings up the point. He was here in Chicago recovering. I think he had a stroke, and no one knew if he was going to make it, and he made it, and he had such an emotional speech. Can't play it here because BET is really greedy and they'll block the whole video, but you guys check it out on YouTube. I thought that was really, really, really interesting, the tribute they did to Jamie Foxx. And you guys, side note, A. Marie. Did you see A. Marie Tiny Desk? She was on the BET Awards as well. And they are tearing her up on TikTok. If you guys are over there on TikTok, shout out to Choose for actually putting me onto TikTok. But social media is ripping her to shreds for her Tiny Desk performance. I was so excited to see A. Marie. I can think about where I was when her album came out. The song "Why Don't We Fall in Love"? I play it to this day. I would get in my car and play it. I think the album was All That I Have. I think I still have the CD. Every Time Our Eyes Meet, that was my song. Talking to Me was my song. What was the name of that album? I can remember where I was. I can remember every time I went outside, who I was dating, what I was wearing. All I Have. That was the album, 2002. You guys, give her a break. Give her a break. Now, the funny thing is, she did an interview a while ago saying how she was bullied in the industry. And now she comes out and she has an album coming out in 2 weeks. And she's getting bullied again by social media. You know, you guys let me know if you saw her Tiny Desk concert. She was off key. But you have to blame. I felt like the music was so fast. And then you have to blame if she had a rehearsal or not. And who is managing her? Because she should not have went out there like that. She had some bangers. The band was great. Her background singers were not in sync. I just wonder if they threw it away, because if you guys didn't know, it's Black Music Month, right? So I don't know if they just threw them together at the last minute, but they are eating A. Marie up online. But anyway, she was on the BET Awards and she did great. She did her song One Thing, and she did good. She did good. But she's trying to promote the album, and I just want whoever's managing her to get her in those rehearsals. I mean, those Beyonce rehearsals where you got to run on a treadmill and sing at the same time. She looks phenomenal, but she got to catch up with that live singing. Because Maya was at the BET Award, and when I tell you, Maya looked absolutely beautiful. But A. Marie, she got to get it together. And some people are not able to dance and sing at the same time because they get winded. maybe that's gonna be her thing. Maybe you don't see Mariah Carey don't break a sweat. She barely walk on stage. She'll lay down and sing, okay? So maybe that's what A. Marie has to do. But I just wanted to talk about it. Yeah, they did a 106 in Park situation too last night. They brought Free out. I thought it was cool. I did not like Free outfit. I hate that they did her like that. But you guys check out the BET Awards. Actually, Tracy, we're gonna have a separate live about the LA riots. How did the BET Awards go on? Because I thought it was at the Staples Center, which was downtown LA, right? So where did they have these awards that it's riots going on? I was seeing people calling me like, yeah, I'm headed to the BET Awards. I'm like, isn't it a riot downtown? I digress. So yeah. Lastly, I want to talk about, y'all, it's white people in Dolton. I know that sounds weird. It's white people in Dolton. Now, of course, it's white people that live in Dolton, but we're like 98% Black community. Actually, our Latino community is picking up right now as well. But I was minding my business like I always do, because I mind my business. And I saw a group of white people just la 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 walking down Sibley like nothing had happened. I'm like, what? If you guys know what I'm talking about when I say white people are in Dolton, put a 1 in the chat. I don't want to seem racist or anything like that. That's not my intention. If you know what I'm talking about when I say white people are in Dolton, just put a 1 in the chat so I know if you're with me. I was like, they were just walking down Sibley. And I'm like, now, wait a minute. Hold up. I had to bust a U-turn. Call my friend and say, I think we need to watch out for these. We need to watch out for these people. What are they doing? The Pope House is not this way. So they started walking down Sibley, walking down Lincoln, walking down, what's the name of that street? I'm sorry, it's by the basketball courts. I'm so sorry, I can't think of the name. Greenwood. And I'm like, what is happening? So I don't have a really good video here right now. I was trying to upload it, but I'm just going to, I didn't have my camera set, but let me just play a little bit. So I had to bust a U-turn. Y'all see, I had pulled my phone out. They're walking down Greenwood. Tracy, the Pope House is nowhere over where they were walking. So if you look at that little band right there, you'll see these people right there by that school sign walking. And I'm like, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm like, wait a minute, these are Caucasian people. And they're just walking in Dolton. Nobody walks in Dolton without a stick or anything else. You don't just walk. So like right here, I'm so sorry about where I cut this. If you see the street sign, you'll see like a group of them right where you see the light. So okay, no. Do you see all these people? What are they doing? So I had to ask. So I pulled over, because I was minding my business. Don't forget that I was minding my business. I said, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Are you guys, on a tour of Dolton? Do you know what they told me? It was really cool what they told me. No, we're walking around praying for the village of Dolton. I said, what? They said, we're walking around praying to the village of Dolton. So we went to the basketball courts, the new basketball courts, where Tiffany had redone the courts. They went over there and prayed for all the kids that were playing over there. They went to the schools and they prayed, like, for real. And then they went to, they go to the elementary schools to pray. And then they went to, they went nowhere near the Pope House. They were on Sibley to pray for healing of Sibley Boulevard and no crime come on Sibley. I was done. I was done. So, went over here to find out what group they were, and I talked to the young lady. I think her name was Dominique. I didn't. My phone died at this point because I was minding my business. So of course my phone died because I was, filming. But I said, "Who are you?" They said, "We're the Praying Pelicans." So I looked up the Praying Pelicans, and I just wanted to share what I said. Now, who told y'all to come here? So let's go over to the Praying Pelicans, and I just want to share that with you guys. So here's their Facebook page. It's called Praying Pelicans Mission. So it was buses of them that came out here to pray. So first post, we joined with Dr. Nicole Scott, praying for those coming to the free indeed market will find their physical and spiritual needs found in Jesus. So that is what, so it seems like they have a relationship with Dr. Nicole Scott, but they travel. So this is them in 2024. Let's see what she's saying. I didn't watch this. This is our first time watching it.
Hello, PPM members and potential PPM members. My name is Dr. Nicole Scott with the Ava Center in Dolton, and I am on here now just to encourage you to come to Chicago, join PPM, and come to Chicago because the PPM teams have helped us out tremendously with renovating our 83,000 square foot facility. We're putting all of this together so we can serve the community in a greater capacity. This last summer, you would not believe what they were able to accomplish. I mean, everything from replacing drywall, painting, cleaning up things for us so that we could open up our health and nutrition space, which you're going to see in a second. But I just think that this ministry is so vital and so important for everyone. So please join PPM and come and check out Free Indeed Market, where you can help the community, giving out free groceries to those who are in need, and just really being a blessing to us. And so I hope to see you guys in the summer.
Oh, so that's what they renovated? Nice.
Hello, people.
I will say this, Dr. Nicole Scott has definitely been blessed getting a lot of help from YouTube, the ministries, the state, she's been blessed, for sure. That's it. So this is them in 2024. And yeah, I can't look at anything else because I'm out there, but yeah, very interesting. So I was with Choose. I said, I hope they're not here because they saw the presentation and they had palm trees in Dolton. I said, I hope the palm trees did not get them to come out here. So yeah, but I thought that was really cool that they were walking around the community praying. I hope to see some of our local churches doing the same now that they, to me, set an example because I have not seen that. Now, besides seeing the Jehovah Witnesses come by, like walking in the neighborhood, because they definitely come. We have a Jehovah Witness Kingdom. I think it's called Kingdom Hall. We have a hall here in Dolton. So they come out a lot. And sometimes the people that come out don't belong to that hall. They just come out here, from wherever, Gary, Michigan, they just come and be a witness. So we have that I've seen come in the neighborhood, but I've never seen anyone walk around and pray for the elementary schools and things of that nature. Usually you have to go to them. And I think that's really cool. So shout out to the Pelican Ministries. And they were at New Community Church. And I know that church is not, I've been to that church in Dolton when I was younger. It was like summer school and things of that nature. It wasn't a lot of Black people that went to that church at that time, but I don't even think it was a Christian church. I think it was a Methodist. Was it a Methodist church? It wasn't the same denomination. But you could go here. I know it's not the most popular church in Dolton, but give it a chance. You know what I mean? It's a lot of churches here you can go to. And I thought that was really, really cool. So these are the ministries they have. Children and youth, finance ministry, food pantry, men's ministry, trauma and healing, women's ministry, worship team, and senior social ministry. And you guys, they had a lot of young people there. And I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, just sharing it with you guys. Kingdom Hall. Yeah, that's what it, okay, thank you. Yeah. Tracy, she didn't have to do nothing behind. She didn't have to be. No, don't forget Clean House. So between Clean House, Tommy G, and the ministry, she didn't have to do anything. She was all good because it's the Hate Tiffany campaign. So everybody came out like, oh, here we go. Dalton is about to look like 35th Street in Chicago. Oh yeah. You ever saw a jogging person on 35th Street? You do now. Pay attention. Have you ever been to Inglewood Choose? Remember when they opened up a Whole Foods over there? Very interesting. I don't know, but Grandma sent me there. I think when we first saw each other. Yeah, that's probably when we first saw each other. I would say it would be at that church. Yes, for sure. So last but not least, let me talk about Ryan and Harvey. I didn't put this in the title, but I have to talk about it. Really quickly. I saw that Ryan went to Harvey, and when he went to Harvey, I saw that one of the community leaders we have, Tyrone Muhammad, was there. And I was shocked because we have not seen him in Dolton since he had the ESSCE program, and he spoke at the board meeting. Now that board meeting is the one where JT, who said he be doing too much, put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember that. Where he said he be doing too much, and someone put out his mugshot and his background history, but that was the second chance program that he had here in Dolton that just disappeared out of nowhere. I thought that was interesting that we were going through such turmoil, and it actually was a program that was helpful here in the community that he brought to the community, that Tiffany allowed him to bring to the community. And we saw him in the Oval Office with Tiffany daily, but now he's in Harvey. Just wanted to say it was things that make you go, Things that make you go, So, you can't say anything about them because they get really, really sensitive. But at this point, you have to talk about it, and you have to make the history relevant. It was just really interesting because I was like, wait a minute now. I was watching Ryan's live, and he's going against Chris Clark for, bullying him. And I'm very proud of Ryan and all of those that stood with him. Sorry I couldn't make it yesterday, Ryan. Sorry, still a heavy season for me. But I applaud you for standing up for something, and standing up for all the bullying that is happening here. You can't say anything. I also want to shout out Trina Downs. Thanks for standing up for everything, you guys. I know last year was a hard time for me myself, just because of everything I was going through in my personal life, not this Dolton BS. But I appreciate y'all for letting people know you don't get to come over here and mess with us. And I stand with you guys. You know, I listened to Trina live last night, and she was on there with Grace Levi, and I thought how ironic. You know, it always gets me because people be like, Berg, don't talk about this, don't talk about this. But it's okay to allow people to talk and dog you day and night. You know what I mean? It's okay. You know, go ahead and, you know, just let them do that and take the higher road. Sometimes you're tired of taking the higher road. You know what I mean? You tired of meeting the higher road all the time and letting other people. It's time for people to take their community. Hold on, let me see if I got it. Take their community back. You know, it's time to, instead of taking the township back, y'all, it's so much stuff. Like, what is it? Sorry, guys. Hold on. Let me see if I got it. It's so much stuff, like, for real, like, just looking at everything going on. When you look at everything going on, you just sitting over here like, we're allowing this to happen. And Harvey, you know, I have to give it to Harvey. Harvey ain't playing those games. Harvey is not playing those games. So back to Trina. So I was listening to Trina last night / this morning. And I was just listening to her and Grace and how Trina was being misunderstood and being misunderstood because she's speaking facts, right? And I was listening at the, like, sort of the gaslighting, like, you know, I try to choose my words carefully, so I'm thinking about this. I'm like, wow, like, she's speaking facts, but as long as it's Tiffany is a monster, the facts don't matter. And for people that live here, it does matter if you're ignoring stuff. I'm sorry, paying that $500,000 AT&T bill. Nobody's talking about that. Do you guys realize what she's saying about the meeting minutes? Y'all and Harvey, don't let this, y'all fight. Don't let y'all be 15 months in, because the stuff with Tiffany started exactly 15 months ago, gearing up for the next election. Now you're out there, metal detectors, you're out there standing in line to get in, you're out there doing the same thing that we were doing to get the next person in. It's just interesting to see. It's interesting to see. And then this is not going to end well for anybody. I'm not soft or a coochie or anything like that. I just keep my stuff documented. You know, I didn't say the P word. I just keep my stuff documented and waiting. Y'all don't let this happen to y'all. What happened to Dolton over there in Harvey? Don't let this happen to y'all. I find it really interesting what's going on in the township too. Like, I'm gonna just say it because you're not supposed to say it. So Stephanie don't got a job now? Is that what y'all saying? Or y'all not? So Stephanie don't work there no more? I thought they couldn't fire her without board approval. She got voted in. She can't get voted out, right? Oh, hey, Choose is here. Hey, Choose, how you doing? Choose.
Good morning, Berg. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Can you hear me? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we had a lag. How are you today?
Can you hear me now?
Yep,
Oh,
we can hear you.
great. How are you? I'm hoping everyone is doing well. I heard meeting minutes, and poof, here I am.
Because you've been doing a minute, so they need to pay you as deputy clerk now.
Thank you. I do not want to be paid. I do not want to be a plant. I do not want to be a part. I I will do it for free. If anybody want to donate so I can get these minutes in quicker, I can codify them too if y'all want to. What you want to do? But no, for real. Seriously speaking, the meeting minutes are so important, and I am. I don't understand why people don't want to look at that. I'm really trying to understand that. But I also heard you talking about Grace and Trina, and I agree. That was horrible. It was gaslighting. It was, yeah, we don't want to talk about anything except for Tiffany bad.
That's it. That's it. And Trina is obviously not a Tiffany supporter. She's been just fighting for the community she lives in. She hasn't been supporting any of them. She's been saying they all have to go. And when she's bringing up the minutes, I'm like, well, how did they, if they didn't have control of the website, how they put Tiffany in a Cruella DeVille outfit up there so fast, or the Nino Brown look? They had control of that website, but nobody wants to see that. It's just Tiffany bad. Tiffany bad.
Yep. What did Tiffany do? We don't care about the new administration. Or I love what's going on now, which I'm being very sarcastic. I don't love what's going on now, but what's going on now is, oh, we just need to move forward and heal and resilience and transparency. You have to address the wounds that you caused before you do all that. So no, we will not be just moving forward. We will not just be keeping the past in the past, because that's a problem anywhere. The past is in the past. Why do we say that? Why do we say that? So just like slavery is in the past, right? Okay.
Uh, I agree. And it's like, okay, so let's move forward. And it always cracks me up because I'm working on my video and I'm gonna use the what's the theme from Full House? Everywhere you look. Because everywhere you look, the people that were at the podium have a job, have a position. All of those people that were fighting. So were you fighting for the community or were you fighting for yourselves? I
That
thought you didn't want a job. I thought you didn't care about that.
well, for me, overall, it's a problem when you approach something and when you approach it out of need. That really makes everything convoluted, whether you want to admit it, no matter whose side you're on, no matter what you do, where you go. When you do something out of a need for whatever, a need for a job, a need for power, a need for approval, a need for significance, when you do it out of a need, that muddies the waters. And I believe personally, everyone that is sitting there now is there out of some type of need. And that's why we have what we have going on. Everyone who has been fighting so hard to just even get a position on the board. Kiana Belcher, how many times did you lose? You need to feel significant. And when we operate out of needs, you're going to have a government that you have that's on its way into receivership. But that's okay because Tiffany's bad.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Like even the interest, such the interest of if she, what happened to the eviction? Like nothing was solved. Not Absolutely nothing was solved. All this stuff we went through for 15 months, nothing was solved when you get to the Fania Duke situation. Miss, what was her name? What was our girl name that was selling clothes? Miss Kim was selling clothes, bootleg clothes. What she was selling? Burberry stuff. Miss Kim was selling Burberry out her trunk. She wasn't a licensed code enforcer, which I want to bring up. Why do we have code enforcers now that are hired that are still not licensed? What sense do that make?
Oh, well, I see. Again, I would tie that to um, what's on my community wall and what I just discussed. This again is why meeting minutes are important. Jason House is the one, January 2nd, 2024. Yeah, we could play Jeopardy with me all day about the board meeting. I don't need no meeting minutes, they in my head. But January 2nd, 2024, Jason House decreases code enforcement. So if
Mm.
you decrease the money for the code enforcement, how are they going to get trained? How are they going to, yeah, he wasn't thinking. But I believe, didn't they just now go and approve all that stuff now?
Oh yeah. Yeah, all that stuff that they took out, it was just for show.
Right. And so you went all this time, you complained about it. And this is for me why one of the other places where I saw Jason in a new light, and the light that I saw it in was you're just, who is telling you to read 0-1-1111 $50,000, 0-2-2 $25,000, 0-2-3-4 $10,000. Nobody did know who what that was. But if you write it out like Clerk Key was supposed to do, like I did, then you will see exactly what that stuff was for. Code enforcement. And then, oh my goodness, now you have Mary. Hey, Mary, coming to the meeting, asking the same question that Tiffany already answered January 2nd, 2024. So, all that yelling, y'all did all that yelling. I'm just going to say for a year. I ain't going to go back all the years. But since January 2nd, 2024, y'all been going to that podium, and Mary, you never asked, you never wondered what they was going to do if it was a robbery. That's wild. You are not qualified. But let me stop because I'm on my soapbox with them meeting minutes because no, y'all didn't just now approve all that and take y'all residents, because I don't care about nobody else. Take y'all residents through all of this bull to go and approve it 1 year and what, 3 months later. Stupid. Like Tiffany said. That was stupid. I'm not calling anyone stupid. I'm saying that was a stupid move. Period. What Tiffany
I think so. Yeah.
and Jason House. Jason wanna have breakfast house. You did all that. You took that out to put it back in when you was mayor. Okay, that don't make no sense.
Mm-hmm. It's
I'ma
and
stop.
then
I'ma stop
no.
right now because you know when y'all already know. Y'all, and I'm not talking to anybody in this chat. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm talking to Jason House. Jason House. Are you gonna sit down and talk to me like Tiffany, who didn't even know me, finally sat down and talked when I gave her respect? I will give you the same respect, but I have questions.
Yeah.
And yes, I will be bringing my tax-paying family who lives in Dolton, and I'll buy a few things so that my taxes will go to Dolton too while I'm there. Whatever, because I just want to, y'all gonna be like, she don't live there, blah blah blah. I really don't care because I'm not talking to anybody but Jason right now. I can't even talk to Kiana because she done lost so many times that I understand that she has an unmet childhood need of wanting to be significant. I can really break all of y'all down behavior wise, but I'm sorry, this is Berg's show. Dang. Forgive me, Berg. I'm sorry. I just get so I get so just passionate about the truth.
It's a issue. Like the book, this whole thing, like the way I get passionate where I can't believe that nobody would just look at the paperwork or look at the receipts and see that. Read for yourself. Just read for yourself. Um and see what's really going on. I think it's a lot of inappropriate things going on, even with the new administration. I've never seen things like Mary Avant cheering on for Conscious Channel to be deleted, and she's an elected official publicly. That's
Exactly.
crazy. That's crazy to me. Or showing up, like, just think that's someone who has to vote on settlements, right? So you
Uh,
already know where her vote's going. You see her out and about. This is something very interesting that might backfire um later down the road.
over your social services. See, that's what it is for me. Now you're a trustee of basically welfare. What kind of person are you going to be? If you're this type of person, Mary, in your whatever year of around the sun that this is, because like I'm really trying to talk to you Negroes, because that's what y'all acting like right now. I'm really trying to talk to you Negroes that come up here and pop, not here, but because you see cameras, you think that you're doing something. But Mary, you talking like this, you cheering for people to for their channels to come down. Not even that. You know what? Forget YouTube. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take it off YouTube. The day that Mary Carolyn Avant or Carolyn Mary Avant, I don't know which one of them names is yours, so we just gonna call all of them Miss Mary Carolyn Avant. The day that you said that you would come to another state and do something to someone, the in the same breath, while saying if anyone came to your town, Andy Griffith, you're not Andy Griffith, this isn't your town, but you said out of your mouth, if anyone came to your town, you were going to make them feel like George Floyd,
George
who
Floyd
is who was murdered.
was
So
murdered.
this
Hmm.
is the person over social services. So I really, she talked grimy and greasy on Facebook, and it's really, it's really disgusting for an older person. I mean, I don't know if she has grandchildren. I don't care about any of that because I don't want to get into it. But I'm just gonna say for myself, as especially as a grandmother now, as a person who cares about my community, why would you say things like that and then want to run a department where there are some of the most vulnerable people? Make it
Yeah,
make sense.
make it make sense. And then don't forget, she's in the police and fire commission here, so that's scary. If you're rooting for, like, you guys are trying to control YouTube for what? Y'all ain't control Anton Daniels. Anton Daniels dropped them like a hot potato and said, "No, I'm not falling for it. Y'all did not have enough money for Anton Daniels. He did not fall for it." And I can't believe that now the people, like, that's what I was hearing the gaslighting last night. Like, I'm trying to talk to you like we're sisters, queen. And I'm like, girl, do you realize just a few months ago what you was doing when you was running with the I don't think my money went the wrong way situation?
Exactly. And she was part of the problem. Not talking about Trina too. So no, you see, what you do is if you want to come as sisters, you do that stuff privately. And then if you want to come on the internet and do whatever you do, and you want to have a conversation that's for the betterment of a community of people, that's how you do it. We not sister to sister in nothing. So not like they do. And I'm really tired. See, this is another thing that's getting on my nerves. All of this sis and queen and
Yeah. Uh-huh.
stop it. Y'all ruining them words for me because y'all saying it out of it's not it's not it's disingenuous. I'm just gonna say that you're saying it disingenuously, and so when you like, queen, my sis, I just want to do this, but then you follow up and you try to gaslight, and that's anybody, but since we're specifically talking about this, you had a hand, Grace Levi, in talking about Trina as well as Burgundy Blue. So why would you have Trina on your show and then proceed to try to not only gaslight her, mute her, so when she making a point and she talking, we can't hear her talking, none of that. Now we all know that Trina know the business, that we're not going, ain't nobody going to say nothing. I don't know anybody that can say anything about Trina not knowing what's happening in her village.
No,
Forget all
nobody.
the other stuff, all the cussing, all that stuff aside. She knows exactly. Trina got so many receipts that if everybody going to jail, it's probably gonna be because Trina kept all the receipts. So that
Yeah. I have so much respect for her when she was talking about the Boo Boo Factory, right? So that day I had breakfast with Ed, Steve, and Jason House. I asked Ed what kind of, I said, why do y'all have a Boo Boo Factory? You know what he told me that was? He said it
what?
was for restaurants to dump their dirty dishwater. I swear. I swear. He
Uh,
said that's where restaurants put their oil and dirty dishwater. It's not boo boo. I said, what?
uh,
I said, it's that much oil. So you mean Applebee's just come over here and say, hey, put all the dirty dishwater? Oh my God.
dishwater, and they just going. Okay, all right, that's cool. Okay, so what drain are they pouring the oil down to get to the? Never mind. You know what? Edward Steve, get away from me. Get away from me. I ain't talking to you. I ain't talking to you. Cause we all want to know. I guess we can come up to the podium now that you trustee again. See, this is what y'all don't want, but it's gonna happen. People are, and guess what? People ain't even gonna come up to the podium like you did, Ed, like you did, Kiana, when you was just fighting anybody to say anything, which and it made sense what you were saying, but what you're doing now doesn't make sense. Anyway, I'm gonna let Ed take that up with whoever want to come to the podium and have him clarify what the Dookie Factory is, because yeah, y'all got a 4-year long list already of real life questions for that podium. And ain't nobody gonna yell at you, Jason, because we know you weak and you gonna cry.
It's yeah, it's crazy. When I heard, so y'all, if y'all fried bacon this morning, bring it on up to to the Dookie Factory.
For real.
Empty your grease. So yeah,
Over
it's
there and
it's
dump it. Take all y'all grease jars and go dump it over there then.
please, if you fry a pork chop, go there and dump it. I was like, that's what he was like. Yeah, they clean the water, so it's a water integration. So they clean the water, so the dirty water they clean it. And I was just sitting there like, man, I look real dumb. I gotta change. That's why my hair blonde now. I gotta change my hair to blonde. I love Legally Blonde, my favorite movie. um.
Find the right
So
color.
yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that when people just look at you and just think you just dumb, just an
Exactly.
idiot. I
Exactly.
was like, Trina said it's a boo boo factory. No, that's where they bring the dirty dishwater. Oh,
I mean, Dirty anything is still SHIT. So yeah, either
Yeah,
way it
it's
goes.
still dirt. Yeah. Well, I would prefer dirty dishwater than some Aaron Brockovich type of situation over here with their burning feces and chemicals and all that stuff.
That's why half the town be looking like it look. They,
Mm.
Trina said it be smelling, and then it's not only Trina. Vouch. Some people be like, "You smell that?" I'm like, "That's Dalton. Sorry, that's just Dalton."
We right on the corner of the where they dump the trash off over on 130th as well. So it's just so much going on.
And I just
Um,
really wanted to make sure I'm letting everyone know. Me saying that there's a smell, I'm not being facetious. I'm not trying to make a joke. You can literally it stinks when you go by a certain place, but you can smell it in Dalton. Burgundy would know if I'm lying.
mhm.
People, if you've been to Dalton, y'all would know if I'm lying. You get over there, you be like, oh, oh, what? Is it farm animals? What's going on?
And it's not fair to people that have their homes, purchase their homes, and all of a sudden they put things like that in here. Like you moved here knowing that it was a nice, safe place with clean air, and then they put something there and vote for that to go there, and you stuck with your house. You can't move. It really sucks. Um,
Exactly. Thank you. Exactly. And that's all I want. I didn't want people to think that I was playing. I'm really serious. So yes, what you said, with the houses putting that there, when people got to live there, that's
Yeah, it's so you guys just keep on. I thought it was cute that they were praying, and I thought it was thoughtful that they were praying. So thank you guys for praying for our community because we need it. And you guys, I have a lot of respect for what Trina was saying because she was saying you have to hold everybody responsible. All this, give them time, leeway. You can't just stop ignoring. If the minutes are done, all you gotta do is put them on a website. That's all you gotta do. The minutes was approved every meeting. Just put them on a website.
period.
Just put them up there. That's it. Put
Period.
their business up there. Um, it's something just really interesting to see what's happening. You guys just keep your eyes open. Like all this bullying they're doing, when they love to just pin everybody against each other. I want to bring this up. I spoke to someone yesterday, and I was supposed to go to support Ryan yesterday, but I had got a client, and she walked up to me because y'all got a problem with walking up on people. Y'all do. In this community, y'all got a problem with walking up on people. You do. And you just need to be careful on who you walking up on. That's it. That's just
Actual.
what it is. So I don't know what it is. It seems like the bigger or broad or wider they are, they feel like they can walk up on people. So she walked up on me and was like, because we were getting together to get some things for Ryan for what he has going on. Um, yeah, this the one that support Tiffany and it was looking for a job. Who told you that? Where did this come from?
Wow.
Where do y'all come up with these stories? So if someone tell you that anything about somebody, you just believe it. I used to work for Dalton and didn't want to and never want to again. When I worked for Dalton, it was okay, but my ambitions was way further than that. It just was. I
Yeah,
didn't want
and
to
and
stay
very
there.
different. And very
And very
different. Like,
different. Yeah. Me staying looking at those brown walls up in the village hall. I just didn't want to do that. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Um, went there,
I
did
can
that, huh?
I was just saying I can understand that given your actual profession. I can understand why, several reasons why, because you'll probably end up like, look, can I just do something to these walls because I can't no more. I'm about to go crazy.
We're gonna have to put some curtains on here. But you guys have to stop that. You are too grown, too older, too supposed to be more mature than to sit up there and believe what somebody says on the internet for what they don't even know. Don't even know me. So you guys just get a grip. Y'all are losing it. Um Regarding these local politics, I know it's giving you a lot of you guys that had nothing to do, something to do, but get a grip. Get a
That's
grip and go ahead.
that's crazy. I was just gonna say that's crazy because why even waste your time? Not you, whoever it was that kind of walked up on you to assume this and assume that to that person. Is Burgundy Blue somebody that you wanted to ask out for coffee? I don't mean in a dating kind of way. I just mean in a regular friendship type, Indian, African, kumbaya, all that. Is Burgundy Blue somebody as you walked up? Do you have an interest in having dinner, breaking bread with her, going to get a coffee, ice cream, want to jog? Exercise? Do y'all want to go to the gym with her? Because if not, why are you talking to her?
Why
So
look,
I just don't understand that.
and they're talking because they didn't want what we're donating to Ryan to go to Ryan because I'm a Tiffany supporter. Y'all got to get over Tiffany not in office no more. And I always tell you, if I am a Tiffany supporter, it's my right to be. You can't tell me who I can and cannot to support. What are you guys doing? So Garden said, join the club. People were saying that I was a Tiffany supporter, a straight smear campaign. And Gardis and they did that, Gardis, and you were the only one going to the meetings. Isn't that crazy? He was the only one showing up at the meetings.
Is a
And it's insane. But back to this Stephanie thing. So you guys have been emailing me. Oh, not you choose, but like people been emailing me like, did you hear Stephanie Wiedemann got fired? I did not hear that. I saw the post you guys sent me about Stephanie Wiedemann. My question is, I thought if she's voted in, she has to be voted out, right? You can't just the board has to fire her, not one person. So you guys, we got to go back to looking at those minutes, looking at those ordinances, looking at those rules, because it was all I unanimously, right? So before we look and take the rumor, if it is, it could be true, I don't know, but you have to wait to the board meeting to make the final decision because they have to vote her out. Don't you think, Choose? I mean, let
I
me know
would
your opinion. I don't know.
well now. I don't I look, I Napoleon reads slow. So I don't know if he appointed her or if they voted. So I'm going to say if they voted her in, yeah, they have to vote her out. If Napoleon appointed her, then he fired her, or he's the one that's got to fire her. So that's what I got to say. And the only other question the only question that I had was, again, ain't this a,
I think the
if this
third.
is true, if,
Mhm.
okay, I'm like, if this is true, how many doggone times you gonna be on the chopping block every time they change? Like, you need to be asking some questions of some other people besides Nikita Cloud, Stephanie, because, and I'm saying this truly, because like I said, I everybody I can't say that I love Tiffany and I don't love everybody else. I can't say I love Jason and I don't love everybody else. Stephanie, you're a part of the township. I don't know why they keep putting you on the chopping block, and you know what I'm saying. But if you ask some questions, maybe, and stop seeking that approval, you good, girl. Just be yourself. You good. Don't seek approval from people. You ain't got to click up with people. Maybe that's the problem. But either way it goes, I'm just like, again, you need to be asking some questions for you to be on the chopping block these many times.
Because it's always been, I've seen in local government when the people change, like when Lori Lightfoot left, Brandon Johnson didn't keep her assistant.
Exactly.
That's what I did not like about municipalities. I hated that, because if we had to campaign to make sure our person stayed in, or you didn't have a job, and that sucks because the new administration just changed everybody. Like if Sherry got a job, what happened to the person who had the job? They just
I don't know.
gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
I
just
don't know, but
it
where's
sucks.
Pete? What happened to where's Pete?
Where's Pete?
Where is Pete? Where
I
did
don't
he
know.
go?
It's
Because he
very
just seemed like he just disappeared, didn't he?
yeah.
Proof of life, Pete. Fireman Pete. I remember you. And so I want to know, you okay? Did you retire? What's going on? Maybe Stephanie did resign. Either way, that's why we don't jump to conclude. I'm sorry, I went straight to Tracy's comment like this is
Me too.
my
And you know
uh,
what? If he did resign, we got to hear about it at the board meeting.
exactly. This is
At
why
the
we don't
presentation.
jump to conclusions. This is why we don't, look at a post and be like, oh my gosh, Stephanie Wiedemann fired. Oh my gosh. I mean, come on now. Critical thinking skills. And I'm just gonna go back and say, this is why I say, stop name calling, stop doing all this extra stuff because, and I'm talking to every human that want to hear this, but when you use your brain to name call and start crap and or whatever it is, you're always losing some critical thinking skills. So
Mhm.
that's all I have to say about that. When you see a post, don't just rush and be like, oh my gosh. Maybe go to the source, ask Stephanie. I would say that would be the source for now until the meeting. But can we not continue to go with these emotional driven posts that are meant to get your focus and cause some emotion in you, make you feel like you're a part of some tribe that what is going to help Stephanie get her job back in this case, or just post that evokes a feeling in you that makes you feel like you're a part of something? Can we take a step back and wait to hear it from the actual person or persons in charge?
Yeah, because this is interesting just to see. Um, it hasn't even been a month, and all of this weird stuff is happening. And you guys start thinking for yourself and do what's right. Like a lot of stuff is just the golden rule, right? That's it. Or just doing what is it? Do unto others as you want done to you. That's it. You
Exactly.
don't. I mean, it's not. It's just that simple. Like y'all can calm down. Just because someone doesn't say what you like doesn't mean that's the end of the world. Everyone has their opinion, and that's just it. But you can't ignore when the facts are in the black and white, and y'all trying to sweep it under the rug is not helping. So shout out to Trina Downs. I saw what she
Definitely.
was trying to do. I see what she's been doing. So shout out to her. Just wanted to say that. Where's Tangenique?
Where is Tangenique? And I just have one last thing that people get caught up on regarding this, that people get caught up on, not only with Trina, but especially also with Tiffany Henyard, former mayor and former supervisor Tiffany Henyard.
Mhm.
People really get caught up in the way that she talks. People get caught up in the way Trina speaks. And I don't like that because here, I grew up late, 80, nah, late 70s, late 70s or whatever. I'm gonna leave it there. And I went to South Suburban for kindergarten. So I am a not kindergarten, for preschool. So I am a preschool South suburbanite. And when I came back, anytime I would come back around my family in Chicago, and this was a problem throughout my young life. Why you talk so proper? Why you trying to talk like white people? Why you trying to do this? Why you doing that? So then I felt like, okay, I'm too proper. Let me go talk like I'm talking now, basically. And then it's like, why you talking so ghetto? So can we just, and this is just from somebody that's been caught in between both of them worlds. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But you just gotta look past it. People in Texas say y'all. Uh, there are many Italian Americans. Shout out Ray Liotta for doing a lot of movies where he was like, "Hey, get in the car." Not
Yeah.
CAR car, CAW car. You want to call somebody. Ain't no two LLs on the end of that. So, can we just, that's the last thing that I just, regarding, Trina. People get caught up on how she talks. And it was the same thing with Tiffany, how she speaks. You damned if you do and you damned if you don't, because I know I sure was. So somewhere in between, I got my business voice and I got my regular voice, which this is my regular voice, and you'll hear a little bit of both come in there when needed. But can we not get caught up on how people talk and listen to what they say?
I
And
agree.
then I wonder how many people was like back in the day, are you one of them Jesus supporters? This is how y'all sound on the internet. I'm sorry. This is
One
how
of the
y'all
Jesus.
sound on what is now Kendrick Lamar's internet. Um, I'm being facetious, so don't be like the same Kendrick. I'm just being facetious there, but I am being for real when I say I do wonder back in the days of AD, like, how many people got hatred because they was like, you one of them Jesus supporters, aren't you? You run around here talking about heaven and hell and the Son of God. You one of them Jesus supporters. Y'all need to pay attention to your life and your soul. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Thanks for giving us that word. And I'm sure Trina wasn't talking the way, or people weren't judging the way she talked when she got those degrees and crossed that stage. So that's something, that's a
Absolutely.
successful person. So
Absolutely. Listen
yeah.
to what is being said. Stop listening to judge or listening to respond. Stop doing that. People, that's what y'all, not everyone, but that's what too many people in this day and age do. We listen to judge people, or we listen so that we can respond. We're not listening for understanding. And we need to do more of that.
Very, very true. Well, we're gonna end this with your video. So thanks for joining us, Choose.
Oh, well, thank you. As always, I enjoy it. I enjoy everyone in the chat. I love you all, and you all have a wonderful, is it Tuesday? Taco Tuesday.
Yes, it is. It's Taco Tuesday. All right, let's go. Let's go and play Choose video. I put the link in the chat. Make sure you support Choose Compassion. And I thank y'all so much. All right, let's go.
Make sure we get a copy of that information too that Tangenique just got to the mayor saying that the power was canceled and we're putting out stuff. I would like a copy of that right now, like everybody else is getting their stuff right now.
Of them that sit up here. They didn't ask them one question about their department. They didn't ask what they needed. They didn't ask what
Too that Tangenique just got to the mayor saying that the power was canceled and we're putting out stuff. I would like a copy of that right now, like everybody else is getting their stuff right now.
Of them that sit up here. They didn't ask them one question about their department. They didn't ask what they needed. They didn't ask what.
I think my StreamYard is acting up. Oh man, I thought this was a really good video. I want y'all to watch it. Let's see.
Keith, can you make sure we get a copy of that information too that Tangenique just got to the mayor saying the power was canceled and since we're putting out stuff? I would like a copy of that right now, like everybody else is getting their stuff right now.
Of them that sit up here. They didn't ask them one question about their department. They didn't ask what they needed. They didn't ask where they can cut or trim at. Nothing. This is how they run government, blind. They running it blind. 3 blind mice, 4 blind mice. They running it blind. It's a shame that they got no visions for our town. It's a shame that they gonna cut all these things for you residents. What you supposed to do when y'all call us? Well, how do we handle this? When we say, oh, we can't get nobody to your house at this time, but I got an issue. I got a robbery in progress. Oh, we can't get you an officer. That's stupid. Y'all need to fix that. You should amend this trustee house.
What happens when we call for the police and there's no police available and when it is an in progress? I received a call now that I'm on the commission and they were told, and I called Kiana because I'm like, okay, I'm not working yet, but where do they go? You had a drunk driver and there were witnesses and tore up property and nobody could come out. And I had an incident similar to that. And I got hit by my insurance with the losses because there was no police. Are there supervisors in the office? Are there supervisors on their street? Are there somebody that can handle it if the officers on the street are tied up?
No visions for our town. It's a shame that they gonna cut all these things for you residents. What you supposed to do when y'all call us? Well, how do we handle this? When we say, oh, we can't get nobody to your house at this time, but I got an issue. I got a robbery in progress. Oh, we can't get you an officer. That's stupid. Y'all need to fix that. You should amend this trustee house. And for the record, residents, he tried to take $2 million from my insurance policy. So it's a shame that they keep up with the mess. But stay tuned. Stay tuned. Next, is there a motion for approval of the 2023-2024 annual appropriation ordinance / budget? Is there a motion?
I have a motion with amendments.
Okay. Go ahead.
My motion is to approve the ordinance. I'm going to read into record. There are several amendments, and then I will.
Did you give that to our team, whatever the amendments are?
Which was my statement. I will read this into
Can you
record.
give them that? Can you print that so they can follow with whatever you're speaking of?
I do not have a printer right here, man.
So see how you ain't come prepared, but you want us just to listen, and you already got y'all mind made up of what y'all gonna do. But these are the department heads that should understand what it is you're trying to take out of their departments.
Okay, so my motion is.
Can you send that to us now so we can print it so we can follow you? Can you email that to Keith Freeman so we can print it out so they can follow you? So they can understand what it is you're about to do for their department with the minutes?
Sure.
Now, I'll just take over the time right now because it takes him a while to get that out. As we can see, number one, how unprofessional is this to not have this paper for at least all of the department heads? You sitting up here with a phone, a little laptop, and no Wi-Fi because you were trying to connect. You see HR Director Janice Johnson up there, but I also see Water Director Dolton, who recently got fired as of 2025. Why? What she do? Stay out of y'all mess.
Okay, so motion is to approve the budget as presented with the following adjustments. Line 01-00344, reduce $6.8 million. Line 01-00344.2, increase $200,000. Line 0100-391, decrease $525,000.
Why don't you tell the public what that stuff is? You just saying line items and not telling them what it is.
Line 01-12-420, reduce $110,000. Line 01-12.
What is that, trustee?
Mayor, you're gonna get a printed copy.
But no. Hold on. Pause.
I will tell you this.
Don't tell them to get a printed copy. Tell the public what you are decreasing and increasing. You talking about transparency? Be transparent. Because right now you're just saying numbers.
And you can
tell the public. No. You should tell the public what you're doing right now. You want to be transparent? Go ahead. Tell them. So we all know what that line item is. They don't know what 01.22 is. Tell the public what that line item is, so they all understand it.
Line 01-12-421 reduced $50,000. Line 01-12.
That's a shame. You can't even tell the public what you're reducing, why you're doing it.
123
Trustee.
Reduced $62,000. Line 01-12-424 reduced $25,000. Line 01-12.
And this how stuff get hit. Y'all don't even know what them numbers are.
Line 01-12-581 reduced $270,000. Line 01-12-592 reduced $115,000. Line 01-12-460 reduced $300,000. Line 01-12-710 reduced $155,000. Line 01-15-421 increased $25,000. Line 01-15-549 reduced $500. Line 01-15-563 increased $2,000. Line 01-15-830 increased $3,000. Line 01-12-421 decreased $1.1 million. Line 01-21-422 reduced $300,000. Line 01-21-426 reduced $900,000. Line 01-21-428 reduced $5,000. Line 01-21-598 reduced $15,000. Line 01-22-427 reduced $130,000. Line 01-22-426 reduced $27,500. Line 01-22-428 reduced $400,000. Line 01-22453 reduced $25,000. Line 01-22611 reduced $40,000. Line 01-25-421 reduced $25,000. Line 01-41-421 reduced $300,000. Line 01-41-520 decreased $250,000. Line 01-41-557 reduced $250,000. Line 01-41-598 decreased $60,000. Line 01-41-629 decreased $50,000. Line 01-41-830 decreased $25,000. Line 01-42421 decreased $50,000.
Are you done?
Line 01-42-611 decreased $80,000. Line 01-46-597 decreased $70,000. Line 01-44-423 decreased $50,000. Line 01-47-451 decreased $25,000. 01-47-596 decreased $5,000. 01-47597 decreased $7,000. 01-12-996 decreased $100,000. 01-21.
Stan, you want one of these?
Decreased.
Drew, you want one? Because I know they didn't give it to y'all.
12-512 decreased $35,000. 01-41557 decreased $25,000. 01-415
they got it already. I don't need it.
Decreased $25,000. That is my motion.
Wow. Woo. Woo. I don't know what to say. Byron, I don't even know. Look, it's a shame that people just sit here and read all these numbers to y'all. And y'all don't even know what they are. But they talk about transparency. Oh my God. I can't make this stuff up. I don't know half the stuff he just read, but I'm about to read it in record for you so you can understand what they just did to y'all. This is the budget for your town. This is your day-to-day operation, just so you understand what they just did, right? They didn't talk to not one department head, find out what the need was up here for public safety, housing, code enforcement, nothing. Y'all even took out the $6.8 million grants I went and got for y'all. That's sad. That is sad, guys. But okay, here we go. Let me see. And he ain't got it like where it's itemized like it should be. He got salaries and administration. You want to reduce it by $110,000. You took away the grants of $6,800,000. You took away the CDBG Or you try to increase it. Okay. You took away the homewood disposal. So residents, for those that don't understand how this game go, homewood disposal, that's your trash. That's to pick up your garbage. How are you to get your garbage collected if they took it out of the budget? How do we pay, guys? They're not telling you the fact. This is the hidden stuff, but we talking about transparency, right? So then we goes to salaries for human resource. We got 50K. Yeah, well, you should tell them. Yeah, and see the lawyer, the attorney that educating them, just said that this is that we created in the past, of course, for $500,000 and we have to pay it. How you gonna just take it out of the bun? Like what the heck? Where you get the money from? I'm just saying. But this is stuff they do, the nonsense they do, right? So after that, let's keep going since they took time to do this. A grant writer, they took out $55K for a grant writer. Salaries for customer service, they took out $62,000. For the youth program, oh my God, y'all don't want to help the youth. They took out $25,000. Oh, that's why y'all don't do nothing no way. Okay, then you got printing. You took out $10,000 for printing. How you get stuff printed? You got to print the water bills and all these other things. But okay. General liability, you took out $270,000. Special events. Oh, you don't want us to do activities for the community. $115,000. You also took out, what is this? What settlement for what? I don't know what that is. So settlement of $115,000. You took out maintenance supplies for building. This is how we keep up our buildings, all our government buildings, water department, public works. What is that? Fire, police, all of them, right? The maintenance. They took out $155,000. So when a furnace go out, when a boiler go out, how y'all gonna fix this stuff? I'm just saying. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep the party going, right? Because he didn't want to tell you what all these numbers was. Want to read numbers, right? Transparency, though, right? Nope. I'm gonna be transparent with you. Then we got salaries. What we at? Nope. We got salaries, $1 million. Okay. Who y'all cutting by $1 million? Okay.
Because it's Tiffany Henry speaking, is she wrong? Let's stop and take a minute now. The notes were actually written down. We would have seen $6.8 million reduction of a grant, $110,000 from administration salaries, $50,000 from human services, $62,000 from customer service, $25,000. There's that $25,000 again from them youth programs, taken away from the children, $270,000 from general liability, $115,000 special events, $155,000 from building maintenance, $1 million from salaries. I guess part of that was Miss Darden got fired, $900,000 police department overtime, $250,000 from sidewalk maintenance. Decreased $50,000 from code enforcement. Didn't Mary ask about that at the 2025 meeting? $25,000 from medical insurance. Oh, okay. Seems like it would be more unless you all are just cutting you off medical insurance because you're part-time. That would make sense. With the recycle administration, did you all end up paying that, or are those items still not paid? Now, if they paid these items, what a waste of time and a bunch of smoke and mirrors. If they did not pay these items, I guess people are still wondering why, huh? It's crazy being in a catch-22 situation. Me today, you tomorrow. That's what Tiffany says. But what I'm going to end it on, as you take your time, if you like to read these notes, just part of them yourself. Until next time, sending love and light.
That was a wonderful, wonderful video, Choose. Thank you for that. You guys, people are not trying to take sides in this situation. It's just facts. When I was listening to that video yesterday and a young lady was saying, I deal with facts, these are facts. No, these right here are facts in black and white. But you don't want to see it because Tiffany was the only problem Dolton had. Dolton only had one problem, and it was Tiffany. I would love to have been on one of those channels that was just putting up the Tiffany with some ashy lips, or Tiffany with some devil horns, or Tiffany with fumes coming out her head and making 100,000 views just because somebody hate this one person. But that's not the case. You have to care about the people in the community, and you have to really look into it. And when they try to stop and silence people that have a simple comment on factual information, that's a problem. So you guys in Harvey, please look out for yourself and your neighbors and keep up the good fight. You guys take care of yourself and each other, and I'll see you. Oh, wait, because I'm only trying to, well, this is really Choose is only trying to do one thing.
So all I'm saying to you is like, come on, guys, we got to do better. We have to do better. And all I can tell you is that I am a fighter, and y'all know that. So when you come for me, be prepared for the fight, because at the end of the day, they talked about Jesus Christ. So why don't I think y'all are not going to do me the same way? Somebody that's healing y'all and helping y'all. Same thing I'm over here doing, right? Healing and helping.
Right, asking another employee who went on that trip. You went down to Springfield, and what were you hoping to do in Springfield?
You need to ask the people that handles that. I'm not the one that handled it. I was just riding the bike.
We need more.
Commentary Blue Commentary Burgundy Commentary Comment Blue Commentary Comment Burgundy Blue